All right. So, Mark, I appreciate you joining us. Tell us, first of all, let's tell a little bit about yourself and AaCron and your company and all that you all do.
Thank you, Tim. And it's truly an honor
Hmm.
for AAC to be in partnership with Finishing and Coatings.
Hmm.
Looking forward to it. I believe this is
Okay.
a inaugural relationship this year. For
Sure.
sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, very good. So I've grown up in this industry as far as anodizing goes.
Hmm.
Was a son of a boss, SOB, still am today. I'm just
Yeah.
working for someone else.
Hmm.
And what I really enjoy about AaCron is we participate in organizations, whether it's the Aluminum Anodizers Council, whether it's FIGA and talking about AMA specs for architectural anodizing, or the International Hard Anodizers Association.
Right.
Uh, we not only, John and I go to those meetings, but we also send others to network as well.
Right.
John and then our production lead, John Larson, just went out to the regional
Oh,
AaC
yeah.
conference
Hmm.
in Salt Lake City. And so, what you get from the networking as well as touring other companies' anodized lines is irreplaceable. That
Hmm.
information and just talking about anodizing and do's and don'ts and what you can pick up from the networking as well is very important to us, and it's paid dividends.
Right.
So we believe in the Aluminum Anodizers Council. John Ledeen is the chairman of AAC, and he has that position, I believe, for another year.
Hmm.
AAC is a growing organization. Even though we're celebrating our 35th year this year in the from a conference standpoint, we're transitioning. For many years, it's been a technical conference, and where we lose out to other organizations is bringing ideas in for job shop anodizers to run their business. Ideas that could help them create additional revenue, create profitability, bring on new customers, um, reduce safety incidents, improve racking. So that's what really charges us about the Aluminum Anodizers Council, specifically for anodizing, not only for job shops, but for captive shops, as well as architectural anodizers and anodizers that are doing small parts. So it
Gotcha.
covers everything.
Gotcha. Yeah, us just say it's October 6th through 8th, although October 5th is when there's some classes that are going to be taking place. But really,
Correct.
October 6th through 8th, it's going to be in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Mhm.
And like you said, this is the 35th annual conference of the Aluminum Anodizers Council.
Right.
And I guess, let's just kind of go through a couple of days here real quick.
Sure.
If we can. Like I said, there's some great classes
Hmm.
that shops can send some of their personnel to. It starts on the 5th, I think, and which is
Correct.
really a basic anodizing essential class that they can send some other people to if they need to. Correct?
That's right. That's right. So one of the changes we made this year was we were, even though we're starting on a Monday, we're starting later on that Monday.
Gotcha.
Typically, in years past, we'd start Monday morning. So, what would that make people do? Travel on a Sunday.
Right.
And who wants to go leave your partner on a Sunday to get to
Right.
an anodized essential class? That was a push. So, what we've changed, we made this year is this Monday we start at there's a lunching, so we have lunch at 12:30, and then the first class anodizing essentials, which is basically like an anodizing 101, and that's
Hmm.
going to run from 1 to 5:30 with some breaks in between there. And there'll be 3 or 4 presenters of a defined curriculum. So it's the same curriculum that we've we presented in Nashville, all over the country at our conferences. It
Hmm.
Even though it's anodizing 101, there are some basics, and then it gets into some meaty topics as well.
Gotcha.
From there,
Yeah.
we'll roll into the Tuesday, which is Anodized Essentials Part 2 of 2.
Hmm.
So it's a long course, and then there's also something that's interesting is advanced anodizing. So if you're a
Okay.
graduate of the Anodizing Essential, then you can come back and attend the advanced anodizing session as well.
Gotcha.
We roll in on that evening. So Anodizing Essentials will go until about 10:30. Advanced Anodizing goes 11:30 to noon. And then Advanced Anodizing also will go, there's a luncheon, 11:30 to noon. Advanced Anodizing will go from noon to 5:30.
Gotcha.
If you're a new member, our board would love to meet you. So come on out for the 4:30 to 5 new member reception. If you're a member that left us for a while and now has come back and said, yeah, we like what AAC is doing, we want to come back, come join our new member reception. Then that night, after a new member reception, 5:30 to 7:30, is a welcome reception. And the expo is open as well. And that's really a cool thing about that. We'll hold a reception in the expo hall. So not only can you enjoy an adult beverage or an NA, you can also meet with various suppliers and discuss anodizing or any other issues you'd like to talk about.
Gotcha. Yeah. And then, like I said, the kind of the general session, the some of the talks and the classes are done with, right? So we're gonna have the general sessions on Wednesday and Thursday. So Wednesday, like I said, opens up with general sessions, and then the expo is available too. And what are some of the highlights of the topics that will be talked about?
So Wednesday, one of the things that's really interesting is the Aluminum Anodizers Council has commissioned the Drucker organization to put together a market overview of anodizing. It's a deep dive into consumers of anodizing, asking them what they like, what they don't like about anodizing, how they see their market as well. And that information, although it might be a year, it could be 2 years. It was commissioned in 2025, and now it's pretty relevant. But even with the hyper speed of what's going on in the world today, you can still pick up nuggets that will translate into today's world and help you grow your business. The Drucker study that was done is the first of its kind in anodizing, and it has a lot of good nuggets that people could, what do end users like about anodizing? What do they dislike? What could we improve on? What finishes do they see as far as aluminum goes that they need that they currently are not getting? So if you're paying attention, there's some really golden nuggets in that. And
Gotcha.
then after that, we have an HR topic. We have a gentleman from Hydro that's going to come in and talk about beyond the paycheck, retention, engagement, and growth in aluminum operations. And Hydro is a very successful aluminum company in the world. They're the largest in the world. So to have someone of his of his background come in and talk to us about how Hydro is addressing various things to get people, is that's an important topic in our world, is finding the right people. After that, we have a young anodizers panel, and this is also another first of its kind where we're bringing people that started out in anodizing and listening to their why. Why did they join anodizing? There's a locomotive coming down the track, and that's growth in our industry. But without people, we're not going to be able to uphold that. So that's an exciting presentation in which we're going to be able to listen and what brought people in, why they're still here, and then some other areas that maybe we need to address as companies that employ people in this market in anodizing. That
Gotcha.
afternoon, then we have 3 focus sessions. There's 3 tracks. Those tracks are, one is a deep dive, and that's really a strong technical 4 sessions. Sorry, there's 4 sessions in that. And one of the other things that's new for us is at the end of the day, all 4 presenters will sit in a round table, and folks that couldn't ask them questions when they were presenting can do that now. So we have deep dive. And Judy, who you mentioned you're going to have on, later, she's going to talk about microstructure and electrolytic color. She
Gotcha.
really gets into the deep. She does a deep dive into
Mhm.
her subjects that she presents. The second one we're going to have is baseline and benchmarks, and that's going to cover everything from anodizing the specifications to sealing smarter. And then Panakan Patel, who is well known in this industry, is going to give a presentation on Beyond the Tank, how analytical procedures improve anodizing performance. And so he's one to listen to. Kevin Janis is going to talk about maintaining peak performance. So that's a nice track for you as well. A little different than a deep dive. And then finally, there's one on current landscape. I'll be presenting information from shop floor to search results. How LinkedIn, AI, and free industry tools are redefining how anodizers are, or how buyers are finding anodizers. And that was interesting when I started going down that path. You know, we always used to think, I'll just Google it. Well, Google's still the 800-pound gorilla, but Chat and Claude are slowly coming up as well. Dr. George O, who's a host of our podcast, Anno Talk, All Things Anodizing, he's going to talk about anodizing from a chemical perspective. Jacqueline Cook, she's going to talk about dyes for design, optimizing the anodizing process for light colors, which is, you know, some of those light colors can be really finicky, and I'm sure she's going to get into that. And then Stephen Boudet with Haviland Products is going to talk about wastewater system sizing, right? Why put a 1,000-gallon per minute wastewater system in there when a 500-gallon? So he'll be talking through that as well. And that's how our Wednesday looks. And Thursday, that's wrap-up day, but there are some really good sessions as well. We'll kick Thursday morning off at 8:30, and Dean Halloran of Steelhead Technologies and myself will be talking about implementing AI in anodizing job shops, lessons learned from an ERP transformation. AaCron recently just went to their Steelhead Technologies ERP system, and it's been a mind blower. And he'll talk about how Steelhead uses AI to help us get information that we wouldn't have thought of before. That's pretty exciting. We'll have Washington update from Christian Riker, and he'll talk about the fall policy review and election outlook. So that's going to give listeners a opportunity to see what's coming down the road. Jude Runge is going to talk about the anodizer's response to secondary aluminum, because we're anodizing, and what are we anodizing? We're anodizing aluminum. Aluminum has a big impact on how well the aluminum oxide will grow and how well colors will color. And secondary aluminum is something that our supplier is moving to more use of scrap in their aluminum content. And then finally, we'll end up on, and this is another new activity, is a interactive quiz challenge at the end. And Dr. George O will be sharing that as well. So this is, this is really, Tim, this is our flagship. This is our Super Bowl for everyone that volunteers. We want to present a conference that's worth everyone's time to get there. And when they walk out, they have 2 or 3 of those golden nuggets that can really have an impact on their business.
Right. I was going to say, well, what would, some reasons why end users would want to come to the conference. And like you mentioned, you're going to hear some things that, like I said, help them operationally and also help them on the business aspect side of it as well. Like you said, with customers and HR and those type of things, which seem to be really pressing matters to a lot of the owners and general managers of these facilities these days. Yeah.
Correct. So there are several reasons. And, there's when you asked me that question earlier, it's like when I read end users, when I saw that, I was like, well, okay, there could be 2 end users. there could be the anodizers and job shop owners. Then there
Mhm.
could be the specifiers. And, it's like, it's interesting because those that specify anodize, if they knew more about it, they might be able to create specifications that actually work and eliminate surprises. There's sometimes we see a part come out for quote, and it's like, okay, that's not what you really want. And then there's a lot of time going back and forth. I think if you're an end user of anodizing, this very well could be an excellent conference for you. But as
Right.
far as managers and owners of job shops, as well as floor folks and managers, there's so much that you can gain if you want. If you just want to go to the conference, sit in, and that's what you're looking for, well, you're welcome. But if you want to get engaged, so many of the speakers and so many of the technical experts in this industry will be there. And it's not uncommon for someone to come and bring a part and say, what do you think about this? And that's, those moments where you get that speaker off one-on-one, or you get them with 3 or 4 other people around the circle, and you share the part and you say, well, this is an issue we've had. What do you think? And those are enormous. Those are tremendous. So also just walking the floor of the expo and talking to various suppliers. You're going to have some people that don't want to stand up when they're sitting down in their booth. That's okay. They're not interested in reaching out. Go to the next one. There's enough people, exhibitors there that want to engage in you. Again, this is our Super Bowl. This is where we'd like to think that people are going to get their biggest bang for your buck in a short time period.
Gotcha. Again, like I said, registration is open. It started, I guess, mid-July. Registration opened up. So go to is it anodizing.org, but again, just recap the times and dates for everybody. It's in October 5th through 8th. 6th through 8th is the general sessions, but the 5th the classes start in Cincinnati. And again, it's the 35th annual conference and exhibition. So, Mark, I appreciate you taking time out, and I know we'll see you there. But I appreciate you taking time out and giving everybody a preview of what they're going to see there.
Tim, if you don't mind, I might add.
Yep.
Skyline chili. If you haven't had it, yes. Get there a little early. Get a little Skyline chili. Yes. I mean, who thought spaghetti?
It's an acquired taste. That's true. All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. See you.